house will rock. Blind boys don't lie. Immortal fear. That voice so clear through broken walls. That scream I hear. Crying sister. Come to your brother. Jamie, sister. Hey everybody, how's it going? Happy October. Happy Monday. I'm doing a little different format today. You might have noticed. Hopefully you guys can see everything clearly. Let me know in the chat if you're having any trouble. Hey, good day, Andrew J. Good to see you, man. Thanks. Glad you can see everything clearly. Let's see here. And I've been doing this now, but using Clip for like a couple of weeks. Probably, yeah, it's probably a couple weeks now. This is the second week. So I'm still kind of learning it, but I'm doing a crash course. And I decided to kind of speed up the process. I'm doing digital pencils. So yeah, let me know if the music is too loud too. I'll adjust that if I can. Don't want to blow any guys' eardrums out or anything. See, is this page going to get intense? Yeah, the action will start picking up. Probably a little bit of action coming up. Let's see. Did I make an NFT yet? No, I'm still fuzzy on the whole NFT stuff. So, Mike's kind of trying to work with me on showing me some stuff. But yeah, I'm still kind of a little leery of it. I'm the kind of guy, I don't download apps on my phones because I don't want to give them permission, any permissions on my phone for anything. But I'll probably end up getting rid of my phone anyway altogether. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not into the whole thing. It's funny. I believe in the digital art and stuff, but when it comes to like putting out my information, I'm very reserved. Like they want your social security number and all that stuff, and I'm like, I don't even know who these people are, though, the website or whatever. So okay. Yeah, I'm just still fuzzy on it, how it works. A lot of the guys that are involved in my group, they're a little fuzzy on it too still. Only a couple of guys have like a grasp on it, but most of them, yeah, they're still kind of figuring it out. And, I guess there's a learning curve to it. Yeah, it's something though. I mean, people are making money on it. I don't still get how it's really any different than just selling your art. I don't know. I don't really understand it fully. I understand like what it is and people are buying it, but I don't understand like what makes it valuable. I mean, because I've seen people selling just crap and people buying it, so I'm like, I don't know what it is. I don't understand that part. But it seems like most people making like a lot of money on it are teenagers. So I think they do that to kind of get people roped in, sucked into it. They know they have the most time to devote to that stuff, and but yeah, I'm looking into it. I'm reading up on stuff and trying to figure out things. NFT, just in case you don't know, we're talking about NFT. Okay, so let's see. Let's get working on this page here. And surprisingly, I'm still using StreamYard too. I didn't know. I thought they were gonna like you know, cut it out on me after a certain time of using it. But I guess Jiminy Cricket informed me that you can use it up to a certain amount of hours per month. I think it is. Live stream certain amount of hours. So here we go. You kind of see some of the. This is the rough, very rough stage right here. It's all rough, really, in my personal opinion. But I'm gonna print this out. I'm still gonna ink it old school, so there'll actually be physical pages. So I'm roughing it out here, and then I'm gonna print it out and white box it, ink it on Bristol paper. So that's my goal. Who knows? Maybe I'll go digital, completely digital. But for now, I'm going halfway, dipping my toe in the water, so to speak. I've worked digital before, so yeah, I've done it before. I stopped doing it when my computer broke down, and I never got around to buying a new computer. And then I got blessed with this one, and this has actually helped me. And now you can actually see me live stream. I couldn't live stream for a while because YouTube made it so you couldn't use your phone to live stream unless you had 1,000 subscribers. So I don't have that yet. But if you haven't subscribed, please do. I do a video live stream every Monday at 12 noon. Today was 12:30. We're a little late. I was trying to figure out if I had live stream still running and if I could do the share screen. But and I was making the thumbnail. Okay, let's see here. So yeah, I'm still kind of figuring things out, but I'm kind of getting an idea now. It's like these panels are kind of like layer folders. I'm using Clip Studio, as it says across the screen. But I'm trying to learn how to utilize everything so I can make it more streamlined. Because this whole thing, the whole reason I'm using this is for time constraints. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. Kind of getting rid of some of these extra sketchy lines. Kind of getting in my way. And let's see. I downloaded a few Japanese brushes too. So I'm gonna check back with some of the screen here. See so much of that art. You might go fast. Thanks, Andrew. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm trying to get more on the live stream, so I might do some more of these like share screen Clip Studio stuff. I want to invite actually some other artists. I think I might invite someone right now, just to send them a message if they're not live streaming. Let's see. I'll send a quick one. Okay. Here we go. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my screen. I'm kind of using. It's better with two monitors, as they say, but I'm just using one, so I gotta go back and forth to my Clip Studio screen, and then to make sure I can read your comments. Okay, so let's see here. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Yeah, I don't know if you guys you probably used to digital. I don't know if you guys use Clip Studio. It used to be called Manga Studio. I'll give you a preview of what I did earlier. See this panel right here? Let me get rid of this. Okay, see this panel? I'll get rid of all of the layers, and you can see what it used to look like. Okay, this panel used to look like this. But which looks fine, but I don't know, it just looked like there's too many type of medium close-up shots, so I wanted to do more of established shots, so someone mix it up. So I got rid of these. And I start sketching in the rough background. Put it in the crowd. And then I'm like, you know what? That gives you more of a setting. You kind of get an idea where everything is, where this is taking place. You need to do that once in a while, you know? And actually, it's fun drawing far shots. I used to hate doing them, but actually, I started enjoying them now. There we go. Look for that layer with the. And this is the champion, by the way. Yeah, I actually downloaded some. Brushes from Japanese. That's the cool thing about the Clip Studio. You can download brushes and try out different types of pens or brushes. And yeah, man, it's cool. I like this one. It's really rough because I want to do more of a rough style. I want it to look more organic. That's why I'm kind of trying it out in this pencil, quote unquote pencil phase, even though it's really ink. But I'm gonna print it out more gray and just kind of ink, light box it, ink it by hand. But if I like the way it's starting to look, I just might go strict digital, just to kind of speed up the process. And I might do like some random like pages that I think might, someone might like to buy or own. I might do those traditionally just so that you can say, oh, there's actually a physical page on that. Or a cover. Maybe let's do a cover traditionally. But if you ever, you guys are on Facebook, I just found out Facebook's down. It's weird. So is Instagram. I'm not saying it's retribution for taking my Instagram down, but So taking this kid to the portal. Because the kid dared play against the champion, and he lost. Of course, he's just doing it fun. So I guess, you know, I gotta put in a floor, some type of base for the establish that type of grounding that the colorist needs. I'm sure the colorist can probably figure something out, but make it easy for them, as easy as I can. Better read some of these chats, see who's here, who's here. Hey, Christina Lynn, how's it going? Welcome, happy Monday. See, this makes me want to break dance at work. This would be, yeah, I think it'd be a little awkward. This is like my new retro wave type music here. Good to see you, Rhaegar. Hey, Andrew Hayes. Rhaegar, he said maybe Facebook I hit by DDoS attack in China, huh? WhatsApp went down too. What's WhatsApp? What's WhatsApp? What's up? What's up? Oh, Facebook's down. Instagram's down. Okay, let's see. Let's zoom in a little bit. Okay, we got the floor. I'm trying to just add it in. See, I'm trying to make it easier for myself when I actually start inking this. So I'm putting a little bit more work on my rough pencils. Partly because I'm still getting used to this whole digital thing, but let's see. I think I'm going to erase that. I'll get it. Let's see, instead of just erasing like all these, I want to erase these background lines. There might be a quicker way of doing this. I haven't figured it out yet, but I just kind of lasso the silhouettes of these characters in the foreground. I guess I really don't have to do this, because what if I end up choosing to move these characters around, which I do. I have them on separate layers because I've moved them around a bunch of times already. But there you go. I can erase the lines, kind of make them out. There we go. I still get the hang of this digital, but oops, wrong layer. I'm enjoying it. It's going quicker. That's the most important thing. See, I enjoyed the drawing process, which is what I think might slow me down a little bit too much. So, I don't want to enjoy it too much. At least for me. So we got these bodyguards here. Oh, saving. Let me get, whoops, like that. Getting back to the screen here to read some chats. Hey, Jeff Potts. Good seeing you. Welcome to the live stream, Drawstream. Let's see, Andy, am I still learning the software? Yep. I mean, there's so much to learn, man. This is way more detailed than Photoshop, man. Because I had Photoshop and it had a lot of options. This one is like, it has options within the options within the options. It's so detailed that I'm still figuring things out. And then once I think I do streamline my process, then there's even more I find out you can do to make it faster. And it's pretty cool. Let's see, Christina, where are they taking the kid in the portal? Actually, they're taking him back to his headquarters. See, since he beat the kid, it's it's not even an official challenge. He just kid was playing. But the champion says, "Hey, I beat him." Then to the victor goes the spoil. So he's taking the kid into his custody. In my mind, it's kind of like a Thanos thing, right? Where he took Gamora, took her as a trophy, but then he erased her. So I don't know if he's going to do that with the kid. I'm guessing here. Hey, Zach. Zach. Yep, I'm digital. Well, partially digital because I'm actually going to print this out and ink it on paper. So this is my first time doing it that way. Hey, Pope Fire, you know what else is strange? Let me guess. When people say they think Starfire isn't the best Titan, of course. Oh, what do you? Hey, Rhaegar, are you Shazamming the music? Gamora's an alien. Yeah, she's an alien, but so is Thanos. But they're like totally different aliens, right? They're different species. So it's like he kind of like took her in after he destroyed everything on her planet, everyone. You know what else is an alien? Starfire. Yeah, she's an alien. She's gotta be, man. She's like orange, right? Her skin is almost as orange as her hair. Hey, see, Zach, for sure seems like a good idea. Yeah, I'm still not like, I'm kind of doing this rough. I call it rough pencils, even though it's an ink brush in Clip Studio because I'm trying to get the hang of it. And once I get the hang of it enough and it starts looking good enough for print, like I think I might just switch over to digital. But for now, I'm just doing this kind of rough, learning the brush, and then I'm going to print it out and start inking them in the light box. I don't want to print them on the actual paper because I don't even know if the printer, my Bristol's thicker, so I don't use it. I use a thicker paper, so I don't think it can go through the machine anyway, but I figured if I light box it, a giant light box, I do the old school way and just ink it. Oh, look at that. Full fire. It's okay to have a wrong opinion. Rhaegar. Starfire Goddess. I think we all know Mel Gibson is an alien. Mel Gibson is an alien. What? Let's see, man. Speaking of Thanos being an alien, he is specifically a deviant. The Eternals trailer said they exist to go after deviants. Yeah, exactly. Where were they during the snap, man? They blew it. Where were they when we needed them, man? Maybe they were like part of. They were snapped out of existence, maybe. But they're Eternals, so I don't know if Eternals can be snapped out, right? Hey, Zach. Zach, do you have a YouTube channel, don't you? Because I haven't heard you talk about it. I think you do live streams with Siege. I'm trying to put people's links in the description so people can check out your stuff. Zach is part of the D&Q Draw and Quarter crew. We draw every Wednesday live stream. We pick a topic and then we draw for 2 hours, and you guys can vote in the chat like on who they want to be the victor. Because there can be only one. Sometimes there's actually two or three. There's ties. I seen a 3-way tie last time, I think, for what, third place? All right, we'll see you later, Poke Fire. Thanks for stopping by. Good to see you and good to hear from you. Poke your head in once in a while so we can see that you're still around and doing great. Take care of those kittens. Little troublemakers. Let's see. Andy, are there any open movie theaters in San Diego? Oh, yeah, they're all open as far as I know. I mean, I've been to AMC, I've been to Edwards movie theater. There's a few of them. And I don't wear masks. I haven't worn masks for like 4 months, 5 months. And I will never wear a mask ever again. So even if they mandate them, I'll never wear it. I might like use my GoPro to show me getting kicked out of stores. I don't know. But I have a feeling things are going to change around. Despite being in Cali. See a Pokefire. Hey Zach, are you still in the chat? I don't know if you're live streaming or if you're busy doing Zach things. Oh! Look who's here.
Uh-oh.
Here, let me turn up the volume here.
Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. How's it going?
Hey, hold on 1 second. I am boomering up myself. I gotta boom.
Wait a second.
There we go. I was watching you, and then I was also listening to you in my headphones. It's like, I'm hearing that go. Pokefire left! Yay! I only came out once Pokefire was gone. I knew it was safe.
Okay, I'm on now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I think I might have been doing the same thing because I don't know if there's an echo going or something.
Yeah.
Okay,
Hey,
I
Jeff
put a
Potts, how
headset
you
in.
doing? Good seeing you.
Oh, Jeff Potts. There you are, Jeff.
So how you doing, Matt?
Doing good. I'm just figuring out, learning on this Clip Studio while trying to do pages at the same time. So.
Yeah, I've never used Clip Studio before, so I need to do the same thing.
Oh man, it's so good. There's so many cool options that make things quicker. That you know, like I was doing them. It's funny, I'm doing digital, but it's like kind of like by hand. You know what I mean? Where I'm just like learning how to. I just draw it, and then I realize there's things I just drag, drop, or just do things like instantly. And I'm like, oh man.
Huh.
So
that's cool.
Yeah, for instance, like the speed lines. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I knew there was a feature. I didn't know how to do it, but I figured it out. So I added those in. But yeah, are you doing digital work or what are you doing?
Yeah, well, I am. Yeah, I'm working. I usually do digital work for rough layouts, and then I print them out, and then I lightboard them. You know, to do pages. So right now I'm working on something for Nasser.
Okay.
He wants a sort of like a pin-up with Cyberfrog and his little Creepsters characters. So I'm working on that right now.
Okay. Yeah. Are you doing share screen? I don't even know how to do this.
Yeah. Okay. When did you start using StreamYard? I'm glad you are. But
I just started doing it it's been like a week.
It's very exciting.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see. Share screen.
And I don't know what to do on my side. Like, how do I share your screen?
Don't do anything. Just hold on 1 second.
Okay.
Let me see if I can figure out what I'm doing. Let's see. Share.
And then for everybody else who's watching, you probably already know Jason. If you don't, though, yeah, check his stuff out. I got his link, I think, in the description for his YouTube channel. He does a comic.
Yeah.
And he's working on it right now. I actually got 2 of my copies of it.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, so I got one for me and one for my brother, so I gave him the comic. He liked it.
Cool. Yeah. I apologize for the writing. I'm not responsible for that.
I haven't read it yet, but I'm going to. I was looking through it and I go, man, this is awesome. It looks great. Because you used all digital too.
Right? What for what? The book? No.
And for the book? Oh, you weren't digital?
No, that's drawn by hand.
Clean, man.
Huh?
It's like clean.
Oh, you think so? Okay.
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, good. Yeah, the only thing I did digital on that was, the layout, obviously, to put the book together, and the gray tones. All the gray tones were done in Photoshop, but the pen and ink it's all done by hand. I wouldn't be able to draw a comic book, I don't think, on a computer. I just don't like it. I don't like the feel. I much prefer drawing by hand on paper with pen and pencil.
Oh yeah,
it's much more gratifying to me.
Yeah, that's how I feel, man. I mean, I feel like just doing the only reason I want to do it that way is because of speed, right? And because I have more than one story. I'm working on this story, but I have another story I want to work on with my brother. We're doing one. He wrote it, and I'm doing like character design stuff. But I'm gonna just crank it out, so we want to get that going. So when this campaign launches for this book, I want to be close to launching that one. Not too soon after, but I'm thinking digital.
Can you tell us what it is about, or no?
Yeah, I mean, I could probably say the gist. I mean, it's going to be it's following one character, and it's supposed to be, of course, in the future, it's going to be not apocalyptic. It's kind of apocalyptic, but more like biblical apocalyptic. You know, like yeah. So I mean, he's going to be. I don't want to get too detailed into it, but it's going to follow his character through. He's kind of like he works for the bad guys basically, and then he starts slowly seeing things for where they are. Yeah, and he starts switching sides. But yeah. So I mean,
so it's like they live.
Yeah, it's gonna be like he sees he's one of those guys. He wants to join because he sees there's more opportunity in the side that he's on. But then he sees that the side they perceive to have strength, power, and all that. But then he realizes they don't have the power that. And it's not just for power. He's realizing that it's just emptiness. It's he has no value to them either. He's just a pawn,
right?
And I mean they use him, but so he starts slowly kind of switching over, and he sees how dark it gets. It's even worse than he even originally thought, and we kind of find that out in the story as it starts progressing. We're like, whoa, it gets crazy. But we're gonna open up with a scene that's just that's really crazy, and it's gonna be like a giant page spread, and like chase scenes. It's gonna be fun, man. People
so when is it? When do you guys plan on having this come out?
I want it to come out early next year. I have to have it come out maybe spring or something. So I'm trying to get, like I said, get this finished up right now, modded, and I want modded to look really good. So I'm trying to do my best on this, and at the same time, like I said, using this program to kind of help streamline my process so I can do 2 projects without sacrificing any quality.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's I'm learning because time it goes by so fast. I'm like, I have to speed up because I want to get things done, and I don't want to wait till I'm like, old and gray, and then I'm like, man, I didn't do like a quarter of what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
When I had less energy or something, but I'm trying to maintain my health too, like exercise, and eating right, so I can actually have a longer longevity to get things done.
Good.
Yeah. So I'm taking my vitamins. Actually, speaking of which, I should take my vitamins.
Yeah, make sure to take the shot too.
Yeah. I don't drink.
make sure to take all 3 boosters.
You mean the Frankie shot? I'll take my shots. But no, it's funny. It's like I've been taking my zinc, my vitamin D3, vitamin C,
cool,
and everything else.
Very good. How's married life?
Oh, good.
Yeah, good.
I'm like, it's funny. It's finally starting to sink in. It's only been 4 months. But I'm like, man, I'm married.
I know.
It's funny. It's like, man, there's a lot. I know there's gonna be a lot more. Because I mean, you've been married longer than me, obviously, but there's a lot more things I'm gonna be learning and finding out. But I'm learning right now.
Yeah, but it's fun. I love being married. It's very, I don't know. In a sense, it's very comforting. There's a sense of security in it where I know, like, if we have an argument, it's like, she's not going to ditch me. It's like, it's kind of weird, but
well, that's when you got the right one, right?
Yeah. She has in order to get rid of me, she has to go to a judge now. So now I'm happy.
Yeah. Well, she knows she's got a good deal, so it's like no matter what kind of arguments you might get or disagreements you might get, and you're like, when you can trust that person, it's like, we'll get over it, It's
right.
like,
exactly.
Like for instance, I don't really get in arguments, because I'm the kind of guy who I come from a family who did argue like big time.
Yeah.
Right, and not seeing my mom and my dad. I mean, they had their moments, but I'm talking about like my mom's side there.
Right.
Mexican, they were passionate, and they just get into blow ups, and I'm sitting there as a kid going, I wish I could just disappear somewhere else. And I thought to myself, if I ever get married, I want somebody who's super sweet and just doesn't want to argue, because I don't. And that's what she is.
Oh, good.
Super sweet.
Awesome.
What's that? Your wife calling?
No problem. She's listening.
Oh, okay. She's like, oh,
Yeah.
you said all
Oh,
good
actually,
things.
I gotta take this. Hold on 1 second, okay?
No problem, man.
Thanks.
Let's see. I don't know if he's muted or if I have to mute him. That's what Jason's working on right here. Look at that. Doing some nice digital pencils. I like that face. That was nice. Yeah, see, I'm kind of liking this. Oh, see, Andrew Hayes. Yeah, this is Andrew Robinson. He works on a comic with Nasser. Remember Nasser? Kick Nasser? And he's been on Drawn and Quartered a few times. More than a few times. He's actually... if you notice the Jiminy Cricket logo, he's Jiminy Cricket in the Drawn and Quartered moderator chat. So he's always putting up the straw polls and stuff too. See, Gavin Newsom, Rhaegar. I knew Gavin Newsom was going to punish y'all for that recall fiasco. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man. Oh, he sounded like EBS. Andrew. That's funny. No, yeah, Gavin, man, he's like, you're all screwed now. Like, no, he's already screwed with everybody to begin with, so it's just staying the course for him. You know? I just put Jason on mute just for now, so that way we don't listen in on any of his privy conversations. So let's see. Here we are. Jeff Potts says hello to Jason. And just so Jason, I have you on mute. I think you can unmute yourself. I think. Hello, Jason. I didn't want. I muted you for a second because I didn't want, to hear any of your information, like bank account statements or anything you'd be talking about.
Yeah, no, that was just my mom yelling at me.
Okay.
So what you muted was me crying. So. I didn't mean to do it. Why do you always take her side?
Yeah, see, you come from that argumentative family too, huh?
Yeah, she called for with good news. That's good.
Your mom's probably chilled, right?
Say again?
Relaxed. Is your mom pretty chill, like relaxed?
So we haven't met her.
So yes, right? I was right.
No, my mom is the enforcer of the family.
Oh, okay.
So she's chill until she's not.
Until she has to make assertion and take care of matters, right?
Exactly. And
Make sure you're in line.
Yes. Then you're kind of glad that you are, that she's a few states away. she's not within throwing distance. So she can't hit you with her shoe.
Yeah, my family, they're none of them. Is she online?
Who?
Your mom? Is she like? Because some parents like people.
Oh no. She's not on YouTube or anything.
Okay, because my family, they're not even on, just like Facebook. They're not.
I think my mom's on Facebook. That's about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, my family's just like, you either call them on the phone out of state, or you just never hear from them. You write them maybe letters, like snail mail letters.
Okay.
But I have friends like that too, but they're none of them. They're not on Facebook. They're not on Instagram. They're not on anything.
Oh wow.
And it's funny. Is like one of my friends. He's a computer programmer. He's not on any social media. So I'm like, dude, here's the guy who. And it's funny. There's one guy who's telling me I should get on Facebook. That's the reason I got on Facebook. He's not even on Facebook. You should try this out. And I'm like, cool. And then he's gone. I'm like,
oh man, he tricked you.
Now he got me into hot water where I'm getting arguments with.
You probably work for the government. That friend work for the government?
That was the plan.
I know
That was
this
a
guy
plan all
Matt.
along.
He set you up. He set you up,
Man.
Matt.
He does work in a
FBI
lab.
agent. Huh?
He does work in a lab.
In a lab. Uh-oh.
Yeah, he does tests on mice. He never told me what he does though.
COVID. There you go. Bam.
Man, I don't think it was in China, but who knows, man? No.
We'll start with Fauci here, so you know.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But no, yeah, it's funny. It's like you think people would be on social media, and yeah, they're not. Like it's weird. They're all telling me to get.
Well, they're probably smart not to be. I mean,
yeah,
social media is like a giant spider web of I don't know. It's a mess.
oh yeah, yeah.
It's a good way to get yourself in trouble and to you know, get wrapped up in things you probably would rather not.
Oh man, I already did. Like I guess funny. I was gotten into this disagreement with one guy on Facebook, and people informed me that this guy tries to destroy comic artist careers.
Oh.
And so I went at him even more. I go, I got nothing to destroy.
Yeah. He's waiting for Bobby to come out.
yeah, he's waiting. He's waiting in the shadows. That's how the petty people usually are.
Yeah, it's like Matt Costume will be famous and wealthy soon enough, and then I strike.
Then I go for it, and like,
yeah, right.
It's funny because like he was already like telling me, he's like, you do know that people can read your comments and they can screen capture. I'm like, go ahead, man. I said, I'm not ashamed of anything I say. I say in public, you know. That's the thing is I'm careful. I say whatever I say. I definitely will say it in public. I don't say things I won't say.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the way to be safe. It's like, right, if you want to be caught in a lie, always tell the truth. Right. And then you have to try to memorize your story.
Mm-hmm.
You can just, you know, you always know what you're going to say because it's always the truth.
Yeah. Yeah. My memory is bad enough as it is. I can't keep track of all the lies I would tell.
yeah, man. I mean, how many passwords? I don't can remember a certain amount of passwords. And it's like, you know, I got to write them down. Like, I'm not going to lie and try to remember those too. No. This thing is like growing up, man. That's my family. Is one thing is we're always like lying was a big no. So like, I was even to the point of fault where I'm like, I can't get away with it. They're always like, Matt won't lie to me. I'm gonna ask Matt. I'm like, dang it, don't ask me. But at the same time, I'm a good secret keeper because I had people in my yearbook in high school, right? Man, you know how to keep a secret. And my brother's like, what did he tell you? I'm like, I'm not gonna say it. He's like, it's been years, man. I'm like, yeah, I keep secrets. He told me not to tell anybody. I won't do it. Yeah,
that's good. I mean, you'd be good in the mafia.
Yeah, man.
Survival skill.
Costa Nostra.
Snitches get stitches and end up in ditches. So keep them out.
Or they get. No, man, that's true. They don't. They get put in ditches. That's for sure. But yeah, I see your screen there, man. Doing digital sketching yourself?
Yes, I've been doing it in Photoshop though. So I'm gonna try. I'm gonna start trying. What is it? Clip Studio Pro.
Okay.
Because I see a lot of people using it, and I've just never, you know, jumped in. So.
Okay, I'm telling you, man. Once you start using it, it's when you first use it. It's the interface is so heavily detailed. There's so many options. Like I said to Andy, there's options within options within options. It's like so many. It's like so thick. But then once you start getting the basics, it's fun to start delving into those things. And I'm still at the basics point.
Yeah.
But I'm like, man, there's so many things I just found. Like for instance, here, let me see. I'll show you my screen here. If you can see like these people in the background here, let me add them in. Let's see here. Where'd they go? There we go. See the foreground people, the shadows, the crowd.
Yeah.
They come pre-made in this software.
Pre-made.
So, yeah. What? Well, this is it. Like basically like this. Like see right here. See that silhouette? I don't know if you can see the screen.
That's cheating.
See him drag and drop it.
That's cheating.
But here's the thing. Now that's only flat silhouette, right?
You're a cheater.
And you can't put the same person over and over again because people will say that's just fake.
Yeah, right.
So what you do is you draw on top of it. You just draw black shapes on top of it. So I draw cell phones in their hands. I draw arms.
Cool.
I draw different hairstyles, and then also I had to change perspective on them, right?
Yeah.
So what I did was I actually used. I had made it perspective where it's flat, like a paper cutout, and then I just draw it 3-dimensional on top of it.
So
Kind of good. Okay.
I was going to ask. So with this figure, this sort of generic figure, you can erase and add to it.
Yeah. I don't know fully how to like see right now when you drop it. See how it's got the lines around it. And
Right. Yes.
You can like shrink it.
Right.
You know.
But
And,
how do you put like a cell phone in his hand?
I just draw on top. This is what I did. See, I don't know how to fully utilize it yet. So, like for instance, if I take a brush tool, look, it's like a giant X. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do anything. Yeah. So what I do is I just basically do my old Photoshop days. I just select the layer, make a new layer, paint bucket it.
Got it.
Yeah, and then
that's cool.
Just throw that in the trash. Deselect.
Yeah, that's neat.
And I got my pen watch. I'll give him like a. Let's see. I gave him a mohawk. No, wait. Let's give him we'll give him big ears. He's like what is it called? A scroll?
A scroll, yeah. An elf.
Yeah, see, look at right? And I'll give him these giant shoulder pads.
It's a mariner.
I'll bulk him up. Give him some guns,
Cool.
But yeah, see, you can just add on to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And but it's cool because you can just drop it and it's just background noise. So a lot of times you don't care about see up here. I didn't really do much except add some hair on top of one of the characters.
Yeah.
Because you want background noise and it's so quick. I'm just dropping it, bam.
Mm-hmm.
So, but on top of that, let's see. I just found this out. I haven't used. Oops, one.
Oh, you lost. It's like that was 5 minutes of work.
Yeah, right there. Well, yeah, 5 minutes. No, that was a lot more than 5 minutes. I probably,
I spent 30 seconds dropping those in.
When I work, it'll probably get better. Hopefully, it will be only 5 minutes or 2 minutes because I want to be able to bam, drop it, start working it. But I know I should probably pre-make my own. And
that's what I was thinking. It's you could do your own so that in the future you can just drag and drop for all your different
different perspectives and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of perspectives, here's the models that you can use. See, watch this. I can just drag and drop that. Look at. Let's see. Boom. See that? Isn't that crazy?
It's a little weird.
See, watch. You can move them around. You can rotate the legs of that.
See, real artists don't use that.
See, watch this.
Only cheaters do.
Watch this. See, like what? Wait, how do you change the whole thing here? Here we go.
Oh, okay.
See, rotating them.
Oh, cool. So you can pose a character and then just trace over them, kind of.
Yeah. If you want to do some weird perspective,
that's awesome.
Look at the arm. He's doing a rapper pose. You can even do the fingers. You can do the fingers individually.
Oh wow!
It's so crazy. Look at that.
Neat. Wow.
I don't know how to fully utilize this, so I'm still learning. But I look at you can bend them at the waist. Wow. And they even have pre-made poses, and you can twerk. You tweak them.
Twerk. What type of book are you making, Matt?
Yeah, it's not what you think. Different modded.
Do they have a John Byrne app on there so that I could make just hit that and then the whole book will look like it was drawn by John Byrne?
Yeah, it's you can John Byrne it.
Yeah.
Burnerize.
Right.
You can burn a copy. But yeah, it's here you got buildings. Yeah, I've never used these, so I don't know, but see roots.
Yeah, that's the stuff I would be cheating with. I'd be using buildings in the backgrounds to because I'm buildings and cars and stuff or vehicles are the things that I have problems with.
Yeah, it's time consuming. This is when there's that show I talked about before on another live stream. Drawstream was Manben. Mm-hmm. You've heard of Manben, right? That Japanese show. They show different manga artists drawing. You can watch them draw.
No, what's it called?
Manben.
Manben. No.
Yeah, you never heard of it? Oh man, I'm sorry. I should have told you sooner.
Where is it? It's on what station? What cable station?
I watch it on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. How do you spell it? Let me look it up.
Here, let me see. It's a
MAN
BEN, just
BEN.
man, like man, and Ben.
Manga documentary.
And what it is, it's an actual TV series where they
Oh,
interview
wow.
each episode, each different episode's a
Oh,
different artist.
sheesh.
So
Okay.
yeah, so they got like, man, it's great.
Okay. Oh,
In
thanks.
fact, I think I might be able to do.
Oh, cool. Oh, cool. They have the artist from Crying Freeman on here.
Oh man, yeah, that guy is crazy good. You should watch him.
Wow.
He's old school. I mean, totally everything's by hand, right? Of course,
Yeah.
he has assistants. They I think you know what? It's funny. There's one part in the show that's really cool. Is he's drawing a face, inks
Mhm.
it, and then what he does is when he scans it in, he flips the image, so the face is looking the other way. And they go, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Well," he said, "my faces when I draw them looking to the left usually look better."
Yes.
So he said,
Yeah.
"I just draw every character looking to the left, and then I flip it and
Yeah.
then scan." I'm like, "Whoa!"
Well, that's a good thing to do anyway, because I find that when you flip it, when you lightbox it, and you look at it from the opposite direction, you can see weaknesses in your figure or in your faces. Because I find that with my faces end up being lopsided
Yeah,
to one
that's
side.
yeah. It's like
And then
what's
when
it called? The mirror effect.
Yeah, mirror effect. Yeah, and then when I flip it, I don't see it when I'm drawing it. It looks fine. Then when I flip it, the face looks all slanted and weird. It's like, ooh, I need to fix that.
Yeah, that's why I usually have a mirror when I'm doing traditional. I have a mirror handy on the side, so even during long draw streams I'm doing, I have a mirror sitting there, and I'll like pick it up and look at the mirror and check out the faces because, definitely, it's like it's good to like. And I notice other comic artists digitally who do work digitally do the same thing. They flip it, draw, fix things up, flip it back to where it used to be, and horizontally flip it.
Mm-hmm.
The CG guy is cool and creepy at the same time. The CGI guy, Chris Dillon. Yeah, it's funny. It's like there's female figures, and you actually can make them skinny. You can make them like fat, or you can make them more muscular, and you can pose them, and they come in pre-poses. It's pretty cool. Oh yeah, Clip Studio, man. I'm telling you, they do so much. Clip Studio Paint. It's great, man. By the way, thanks. Film's name. Good to see you. See, there's an episode with Takao Saito who just passed. Yeah, is that the I just watched the Go 13 artist. It's funny. I watched that one like.
He just died. Oh wow.
Okay. Yeah, I watched that like a few years ago. Might have been a year ago, but I just watched it again recently, and then I found out he passed away. I was like, oh no! But he's so old school. The Go 13 artist. You know Go 13, right?
Oh yeah. I have all the live action movies.
Okay, yeah, the Go 13, yeah, Sony Chiba.
Yeah.
Sony Chiba, yeah. But the Go 13, when he would do like the whiteout correction, he would have a cigarette and he would hold the cigarette like right above it to dry it faster, like the heat from the cigarette. Is that crazy? Dang. I'm like, dang, and they go, and then was it Naoki Urasawa who does 20th Century Boys and the Pluto comic? He's watching the video with them because he watches. Sits down, the host, who's also an artist, he watches. So he was like, that makes me nervous watching you do that because it's like, have you ever burnt the paper? And he goes, oh yeah, I'd burn it before. He said, but he said you get used to doing it so much. He said, I'm just like, there was a reason for it. He said he didn't like using the blow dryer to dry it. I forget why, that dryer. Yeah, there's a reason for it. So he said using the heat, it did it quicker. It quicker or something. So
I don't quite buy that. I think he just did it to look tough.
Well, it worked. He's like sitting there with the cigarette. It's funny. Watch his video. I'm telling you, when you watch his video, he starts off drawing almost strictly. He draws like right in with pen and marker, like his comic pages. Just takes a marker and pen. But the thing is when he starts drawing, you're watching him. He draws slow. Like he moves his hands slow, but he's like before you know it, because he's going straight in ink, he's done. But it looks slow, and you're watching him. You're thinking, this is not looking good at all. The guy's in his like 70s, and you're thinking maybe he's lost it, So he takes out this big marker, does these two big giant fat eyebrows. He starts off with that, draws a line for the nose, and you're like, he starts drawing everything, and you're like, this is not looking good. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, you're like, holy cow, it looks amazing. And it's like, it's insane how good it looks because you're when you're seeing the drawing happen,
Yeah.
you're like, this is not impressive, and then you're like blown away.
Yeah, those guys make me sick.
Yeah.
Seriously, it's like I see these manga artists, and I see even a lot of American artists, and they're so good that they just like, and I want to say that it's like it's not fair, but it's just basically just years of experience and practice, and that they put in that I haven't.
Well, like, they put in so much work, man.
Yeah.
Almost to the point of being like, that's insane. Like, they're
that's why they have so many assistants, because the rate of output they have for these manga books are it's incredible. Don't they come out like every week?
Yeah, I mean they're doing like they're doing something like some of them do them every week. A lot of them every week or every.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's some that are like almost bi-weekly or monthly.
Maybe bi-weekly, yeah.
But I think some of them are a week because I've seen some of the people on the show, so they had to put out like a certain amount of pages a week. This one girl, she's not a girl, she's middle-aged, but she dresses like she has like 12 assistants, right? 12 people working in a studio.
Right.
She wears like a tracksuit, and she's like she has her nails all the manicure and everything. She's like middle-aged, and she's like she looks real cute. She just like sits there and she says like she's really just kind of like casual and relaxed, and she'll actually take naps right there at her desk. Or she has a little couch in the side room. She'll go lay down, put a blanket on. And but she's sitting there drawing, and she does 100 pages a month.
Wow.
And I'm like, dang.
What?
But yeah, it's insane. And she's putting out like a bunch of manga every year. I'm like, this, of course, she has assistants, but still, when you watch her draw, she's still fast. You're like, I'm impressed when I'm watching these people. I'm like, it inspires me watching that show. I recommend if anybody just likes watching process like this video, watch one of those, man. I mean, it's so
definitely.
So good.
I will definitely check it out. So.
Yeah, it's addictive. There's one guy, he's like a rocker, like an old school like Japanese rocker. And his style is like he uses the ballpoint pens too to ink. Like like a Matt Weldon, style, like a like I'm doing. He does. Great. This is what he does. He pencils it, inks it with a ballpoint pen, then he scans it in. No, this is what he does. Then he takes a sheet of plastic, puts on top of the art, takes another sheet of paper, does a gray tone wash over it. So it's like he's washing and toning the drawing without getting on the actual drawing. Then he scans in that tone and then puts it on top of his art. Then he prints it out and starts drawing on top of that again.
What?
Yeah.
That is wow.
And you're thinking this is not going to look right, and then you're like, holy cow, this is amazing. I want to try this out.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about all the work he puts into each page. If he's doing that, I mean, that's an insane amount of.
For me, that would take forever, but this guy cranks it out. I don't know, their mindset is. He's funny. He gets on the phone and calls his editor to give him more time. He's like, I need some more time. Like, okay, I have another extra 5 hours or something. He's like, I have a half a day. He's like, I got an extra half a day. Great. Like for them, that's like another month or something. He's like,
right.
I'm like, oh my gosh, man, this guy, he's awesome though. He like gets angry and throws his pen down on the table and he's like, I'm done. And he's got the sweatband wristband like the rocker. Like he's about to do some serious inking and he puts on his sweatband. I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
Oh boy. Comic book work is it's harder than you might think. I just sort of found that out. It's just you really have to love it in order to do this.
Yeah, it's true. See you, Christina Lynn. If you're still here, thanks for stopping by and spending time with us.
Take care.
Yeah, I'm telling you, like, it used to be a point where back in school, my school days, I would look at different artist comics and I'm like, dude, I do better than that,
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'd rip on these guys, and then when I actually started drawing comics professionally, I had more respect for even the guys who I used to rip on.
Yeah.
I'm like, the fact that you do it is like, man, You know,
No.
it's so hard.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the same way. It's like there are plenty of artists that growing up, who was John Romita Jr. for one. I used to hate his X-Men comic when he was on the X-Men back in the mid '80s.
Oh yeah.
Because I bought a subscription to the X-Men because I had grown up reading John Byrne and Dave Cockrum's X-Men, and I loved the art. So I was like, oh yeah, I want to get a subscription to X-Men. So I got it. But by the time it started, John Romita Jr. was the artist, and I was like, oh, this art stinks. And so I would spend like every night after school redrawing the pages from his X-Men comic books because the art to me was so bad.
Oh really?
Yeah, and I got a lot better at drawing though. So thanks, John Romita Jr.
But you do without even knowing.
But once I started drawing for a living, with deadlines, I realized how difficult it is to be able to draw really well, that fast.
Yeah.
And so my opinion of his, I'm still not crazy about his art, but at least now I understand how hard it is to put out great art in a short period of time. And it's very difficult. So I have a lot more respect for what he was trying to do now than I did then.
Yeah, man, that's how it is with me. And it's funny is I like John Romita Jr. stuff. I like his new stuff. I'm not a huge fan on because he has like a deadline style he developed, but then this newer one looks even more harsh to me. I mean, I'm not the biggest fan on some of the stuff I've been seeing, but I like his older stuff, like he did on Daredevil. Like that's some of my favorite.
Yeah, his art works on certain titles like Daredevil, like Spider-Man, but it doesn't work on Superman. It doesn't work on Captain America. There are certain characters that, to my mind, require a very, I don't want to say slick, but a very clean style. A style where all the characters, men and women, should not look like they were ex-boxers, And John Romita Jr.'s characters, they all look like someone had bashed him in the face with a pair of knuckle dusters. They all have really broken noses. They're all kind of ugly. They're and it's just like that's fine with Daredevil. It looks good in Daredevil. It looks good on the Punisher. It doesn't look that great when he's drawing the Avengers.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. It's like I think that because his more that harsh type of look has become more prevalent in the new stuff, where it does look like he just. Because what I like about his stuff is that he does really nice dimensional figures, like they look really kind of squared up, boxy with the figures, and he uses really nice cinematic angles and panels and I like what he did. Remember he did that Daredevil with Frank Miller. It was pretty cool. My favorite stuff though, when he was inked by my mind's my guy. He was inked by Al Williamson. Of course, Al Williamson. I like inking everybody pretty much, but man, his stuff on there. Oh man, it was so good. And then the Punisher was cool too. And I'm a huge Punisher fan, so
yeah.
But yeah, man, it's there are artists that I didn't really care for, and then now I'm like, my hat's off to you. Even today, there's some artists I might not be a big fan of, but I'm still dude, these guys, they're putting in work, And,
yeah.
But yeah, you learn to appreciate it when you're doing it.
Yeah, no, definitely. But I'm glad that YouTube is around because I like you. I've learned a lot from watching, manga artists and stuff. And there's so much stuff available on YouTube showing them working. I sub to what was it, Kim Jong Ji's YouTube channel.
Oh yeah.
And he does live streams early in the morning, at least here in the United States. So at 2 a.m, he'll start live streaming, and I'll just sit there and watch him just drawing straight from ink, huge elaborate like pages and stuff. And it's just like, dang, that guy is so good.
Yeah,
trying
I know,
to take
man.
trying to take visual notes of like, oh, how's he do that? But of course,
Yeah,
I
it's
guess.
cool. I listened to an interview with him where he talked
Yeah.
about people are asking him, how do you draw things like from memory? He draws like a motorcycle and draws all the
Right.
parts and everything. He's like,
Yeah.
because when I look at things, I study them and I just kind of dissect them in my head, just looking. I'm not even drawing, just looking at them.
Yeah.
And then I kind of use it for my visual library, you
Mhm.
know, to memorize when I'm, and I can kind of understand in that in a way where it's like, as an artist, you know how you draw something like, for instance, you draw
Right.
hands a lot because as a comic artist, you have to draw hands. And so
Right.
there's certain angles or poses you can just whip out real fast when you draw a hand because you
Right.
get so used to doing it over and over. You're like, oh, I know how to make this hand. And then sometimes there's, even though you're drawing hands a lot, there's one angle that you don't do a lot of, and you're like, oh man, I need a reference. This is like messing me up.
Yeah.
And it's like, I'm trying to get to the point though where I'm also like not too bent out of shape about making the hands perfect because
Uh-huh.
a lot of times people don't even like spend that much time looking at them, right? I mean,
Yeah.
how many? You look at the panel for how many seconds? You know,
Mhm.
you're spending hours on a panel, and they look at it for seconds.
Yeah.
And so I try to keep that in mind too. But the thing is that the main thing is I want it to look cool. And but anyway, the visual library thing. Once you draw as a comic artist, I always tell people, even if you want to get better just as an artist, all around
Mhm.
artist, start
Yeah.
drawing comics, and you'll
Yeah.
start drawing things that you never would draw in your sketchbook because there's no reason to draw somebody talking on a cell phone or doing laundry or
Right.
ironing something or making
Yeah.
eggs in a frying pan. You know, until
Yeah.
you start drawing comics, you get like I never had to draw people wearing business suits
Mm.
until like I started working on comics for somebody, and
Mhm.
I was like had everyone was wearing suits. It took place in the 1950s, and I'm like, dang.
Yeah.
I used to only draw people wearing tennis shoes and
Spandex.
t-shirts. Yeah, spandex. And it's like, oh my gosh, what's going? Now I have to. So I hated drawing suits. Now I love it.
Yeah.
Like the next character I did after that, I was drawing Time Cheetah, and he was wearing a tuxedo suit like all the
Mhm.
time. And I started getting where I was having fun playing with it and trying to study wrinkles, and now I'm actually enjoying it, and I'm trying to get better at it. But at
Yeah.
least I'm enjoying, you know. So let's see, I think I've got that panel pretty much taken care of. I'm trying to figure how much I can get away with, and then because I'm gonna have to figure things out. You know, when you ink, you kind of like you add stuff, but
Yeah.
I don't want to like want to have more information than I need. That way, I can just like cruise
Mhm.
through it and just have fun.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. So what you doing now? Here, let me look at your stuff here.
Oh no.
Oh, there you go. You know what's funny is that Andrew Hayes was saying that he goes, who's that talking on your stream? Because it sounds like DBS.
Oh no.
Isn't that funny? And then you're drawing sorry, wrong.
Sounds like
What a
DBS.
coincidence it is. He's incognito. He's hiding.
Yeah. I'm not nearly as skilled as EBS at pumping this stuff out. I mean, this is what kills me about Ethan. Okay, Ethan will have a full drawing of Cyberfrog. Okay, and he'll start working on the inks, after drawing a sketch that looks like this.
Yeah.
That's a sketch, and then he'll do a full figure of Cyberfrog from that in ink, without any other further pencil lines. And that kills me. No,
Yeah.
Hold on one second. My wife's on. Hold on.
Okay. See, how long have I been on the stream? I don't even know where the timer is on this thing. This looks like a different layout than what I've seen before. I don't see the timer. Here we go.
Okay.
Okay,
Sorry,
so how long?
I'd ask my wife. She came home.
Oh, she came. Okay.
Like, oh no, my wife's here. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead.
How do you find out how long your stream has been streaming for? Like, what area to look for that?
Oh, right in the top right hand corner. So
I see
top
it.
left hand corner. Yeah.
I see. Okay, cool.
It'll tell
Nice. I'm like still figuring this out here.
Keep track of how many hours you have left.
How do you do that? Even that
Well, when you
dashboard.
close the stream, just go into your account, and then I think in the what's it called? What is the in billing? Go under billing.
Okay.
In StreamYard, once you're done with the stream, it'll tell you how
Yeah.
many hours you have left in your free monthly account.
Okay.
So,
And how many hours do you usually get?
20 hours a month
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's enough.
of free streaming.
Because if I do like 2-hour streams every Wednesday, that's 8
Yeah.
right there.
It's 8 hours, yeah.
And then if I do randoms, like an
Yeah.
hour, 2 hours piece, that should be definitely enough for me for now.
Yeah.
But
and once you get up to like 200,000 subs, then you'll you probably want to increase that.
Yeah. I'm gonna also try to make some videos that are like I can just upload. So I'm working on that right now.
Like what? Like speed drawings or what?
Yeah, and also just like stuff where I go on location somewhere. Like I've actually filmed myself recently going to the Japanese bookstore.
Oh wow!
I just kind of like cruised a little bit, but I didn't know what to do or say. I'm like conscious of people looking at me. Like I went into the Japanese store where I buy art supplies.
Yeah.
And I was gonna start filming myself, like by the looking at some art supplies, but then there's all these young women all like flooding the aisles, and like I don't know, like some weirdo, walking around with a camera, because there's people are super self-conscious, especially Japanese. So I'm like filming all these women. I'm like a guy walking by myself filming all these women on the camera.
Right. Yeah.
Or just
the
the
mask
appearance.
guy.
Yeah. Well, I don't wear masks though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, man, I haven't worn a mask in 4 months.
Okay.
Yeah, and like I said, I will never
still
wear
alive.
one ever again. Even if they said mandated, I'll never wear another mask. I'm done.
Yeah.
I got a taste of freedom back, and I'm done, man.
Yeah.
You know how much I fought for it back then. Now it's even more. I'm like, tastes so good having freedom, breathing without that mask.
Yeah. You guys gonna stay in California?
Yeah,
Okay.
for the foreseeable future.
Okay. Cool.
And I'm gonna take it to the Huns every day.
Take it to what?
Take it to the Huns. It's like that's the thing. Is like these people like out here. It's kind of like there's people without masks. I see people without masks like myself walking around still too.
Right.
But then I see some people where they're wearing masks outside still. Not everybody, but some people still do it outside.
That's crazy.
But the crazier thing is that if you would talk to these people or walk up and talk to them, they're all vaccinated. So they're all vaccinated, but they're wearing masks. And I'm like, aren't you like, you think that maybe they're not scared, but they are scared? Or they, a lot of times they do it also for like, it's more kind of like they're proud that, hey, because the one lady was telling me, not telling me, but she was like, directing towards me because I was behind her in line. She was telling the cashier, she goes, you don't have to wear masks anymore? Because I didn't have a mask. I was like, no, you don't have to wear it. And then, if you're vaccinated and all that. And she goes, well, I'm vaccinated. I wear a mask. And he goes, well, same here. I'm vaccinated. I wear it too. And I just kind of smiling behind him. I was like, good for you. And like, pat yourself on the back.
Yeah.
It's like, but it's all about, feeling good about yourself.
It's virtue signaling.
Yeah, and it's not even about just like out of fear, which maybe they are, but a lot of them are just doing it because they want to be part of the collective, right? I mean, that's a natural human thing. You want to be part of society. There's nothing wrong with that.
It's called being a sheep.
Yeah. Yeah, it comes. There's a price that you have to pay at some point.
Yeah, that's how lemmings end up off cliffs. By following, by not using their brains, just following what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, and it's like that's the thing is like if we were all on the same page, of like not doing this or that or standing against certain things, it would be over quick. They try to say it's not over because these people aren't getting back. It's like no, it's not over because no matter how much you comply or capitulate, they're going to keep doing something else that you have to comply, and it's going to keep, and they're going to blame people who don't. And those people are actually smaller number now than you would think.
Oh yeah, 70. I think over 77% of people have had at least one vaccination shot.
Yeah,
So,
and Yeah, so it's like who you railing against, this imaginary, and like some people on Facebook, I was not surprised, but it's funny. No matter how much I know about how people are and how they act, I'm still surprised by people because like these people were they were the way they're talking on Facebook. They were talking like you're not even a human being if you're not vaccinated. You know, basically they're like you should be denied medical, service. And I'm like, dang. I go, and then I said to one guy, I go, this kind of gives me some insight of what it must have sounded like a conversation from 1930s Germany. Some
Yeah.
conversations.
I thought healthcare was a human right.
Yeah, yeah.
So how
like,
why are they denying healthcare to people who apparently need it the most?
Yeah, and I'm like, what about people who are like overweight? That should be denied medical treatment because
exactly
hey,
they should be.
It's your fault. You got type 2 diabetes. It's your fault.
Yep.
You don't get
people
any.
Have cancer.
Yeah, people with cancer. You're smoking. Sorry,
it's your fault.
You don't get medical treatment. It's like that's not right.
Yep, you got too much sun when you were young. It's all your fault.
And the person has to say, well, that's different because you're not affecting anyone else. And I'm like, well, that's the thing is because drunk drivers, you can drink, but you can't drive drunk. And I go, here's the thing, you're saying that by not getting the vaccine, you're equating them to something that's illegal, like that someone committed a crime, like drunk driving.
Right.
But it's like, I don't know, it's like you get into different things like that with people, and it kind of surprises me. Even though I'm not surprised, I still get surprised by stuff. I'm like, wow.
Yeah. I mean, when you have the vast majority of people already vaccinated in the country, and people are still getting sick, it's not the fault of the minority that aren't vaccinated, because the people who are vaccinated can still get the disease, they can still spread it.
Yeah,
so
but these people are not. They're told that that's not the case, which it already is. If you listen to actually people, that's the thing is anybody who says anything against the popular narrative, they are silenced.
Oh yeah,
they're censored. So it's kind of like, in a way, you almost can't blame people for, not having the information because they're totally in the dark in some regards, right? But it's like at some point, man, like I used to tell people to, hey, just Google it, man, look into it yourself. Now I realize you can't really do that. Like I used to do Google because Google actually censors the search. It makes it so that you only see the same 5 or 6 websites with the information they want you to see. And I was just like, whoa, because I try to Google it myself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, so it's not easy as it used to be to find information.
Yeah. Yeah, you know who owns YouTube, right?
Yeah. Google.
Yep. So this live stream will be taken down any second now.
Yeah, dude. They already took down my Instagram.
Oh yeah. So what's happening with that?
Oh, it's gone until they open it up for me. But they want my phone number, which I'm not going to give them.
Good.
And they did the same thing with my Twitter. That's why I lost my Twitter, my original Twitter.
Ah, sheesh.
Because they wanted my phone number. And my brother, he went through the same thing. So he actually gave him the phone number, and they still won't let him in.
Oh, sheesh.
Yeah, so it's like he's like, yeah, don't give me your phone number, man. It's just they got my phone number, and now if I try to make a new Twitter, they have my phone number, so they won't allow me to make any new Twitters.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, I see. So actually, you know what I did? I actually went in yesterday and tried to make a new Instagram.
Yeah.
And I made a new one with a new email.
Yeah.
But since I had the same name, all of a sudden they blocked me out again and said, there's some suspicious activity on this. And I go, I've never done anything. I just started it. I literally just logged in.
But they know your name.
They know my name. So
you're famous.
Yep. Oh, man.
You're on
so I don't know. So I said, well, I'll stay on social media as long as I can. But I'm probably going to end up just building my own site, my website. And that way,
okay, cool.
That way, if I get kicked off of all the platforms, I'll have something that people can find me at.
You don't have you don't have your own website yet?
Well, I do have a mini one, the kingmakerscomics.com. My brother was the only one updating it. He was updating my work and his work. It's mostly his now, but I'm on there too. So we'll probably try to get back into. I'll try to get back into doing it. Now that I have my computer, at the time I didn't have my computer, so I stopped making updates. But yeah, man, we used to have a website. We used to update.
Thank you. My wife brought the food that I cooked. I forgot left in the microwave.
Oh.
Like, oh, I forgot all about that.
So you're a microwave cook too, huh?
Say again?
You're a microwave cook?
Well, for certain things, I if I'm really cooking, I obviously use the oven, but I was heating up a meat patty, so
Yeah, I just heated up an egg, a keto egg breakfast sandwich where it's like they use egg for the bun, top and bottom,
Oh,
and
okay.
sausage and cheese.
Oh, nice.
I just heated that up. That was good.
Okay, cool.
But I usually don't use the microwave really, except for popcorn.
Oh, yeah. I use microwave probably, probably 30% of the time. So.
Yeah, I was like, after I read up, I used to microwave all the time. After I read up on some stuff, I was like, cutting down on that. And, but I still, like I said, we actually got rid of our old microwave, threw it out, and then now that I'm married and I'm in a new place, we have a microwave here.
Oh,
but like I said, I barely use it. I'm cooking, and my wife is actually starting to cook for me.
Oh, that's nice.
Because I'm actually the cook. I'm the chef. Because I'm being a bachelor so long.
Right.
I kind of like just made my own food all the time. So,
yeah.
And she like usually is someone who did make her mom was like her mom's a dancer, so she's not a cook, right? But she still does cook. But she's health conscious. She does really basic kind of like dishes, not a lot of stuff added to them.
Yeah.
And so Becky doesn't really cook, but now she made me some Italian dishes.
Oh, nice.
Oh man, really good. Good stuff. It's strange having someone else cook for me, man. Because I used to cook for my brother too all the time. My dad, my brother.
Oh wow.
And I would still cook for him. I still go over once in a while and just cook. I'll make some chicken. I make some crock pot chicken. Put it in for 3 hours. Lemon pepper. And man, make some quinoa and some black bean salad. And man, I'm getting hungry thinking about it.
So how much more do you have to do with on Modded until it's ready to launch?
Oh, I got about with this new streamline system I got going. I'm probably going to finish it probably hopefully in a month, maybe a little a month. But I got probably about a little over a dozen pages still I got to do. Maybe like 18 pages I think now. I guess probably is.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to get it. I got to fit a lot of story now into these 18 pages because I'm trying to save room for the action scene.
Right.
I want to do some 2-page spread. I don't know if I can do it if I have enough room, but I want to do some crazy. Because there's a scene where the main character's riding a motorcycle in a giant stadium and like flying through the air shooting his blaster. So I got to make it look sweet, Yeah. I want to make it like.
So do you think it'll launch before 2022 or no?
Let's see, what's this October? You know what? I don't know. I mean, if I can get it done in the next month, I don't know how long it usually takes to get those campaigns together. Because I'm not doing the campaign, running it.
Okay, is that Narwhal? Is he the one who's running it?
I think he might be doing it. And the other guy I'm working with, Tungsten, and I think he's the one that's financing it. I think he might be doing the campaign. I don't know, but maybe Narwhal, because Narwhal is in the States. And yeah, so it'll be. I'm looking forward to it, man. Because
me too.
These guys are like really cool guys, and they're really cool and they work hard.
Yeah,
and they're expecting me to get this done, so I'm like. Can't let it down. I didn't go to bed till 2:30.
Wow.
2:30 last night. I didn't know it was 2:30. I was working. I told him I'd get him 1 page. I got him 2 pages, and then I was going to tell him I'd get the next day I'll give him 1 more page. And I didn't finish it in time, so I just worked all the way till 2:30 until okay, now I can send it. I got to do it, man. I hate saying something and not doing it.
Oh yeah.
And I hate doing that because I've done it. And I have every intention, and then it's like something happens and I get sidetracked. And we should have a time machine, and I can go back in time and screw everything up even more. Step on like a butterfly, and then everything changes. But was it that movie where like the scientists go back in time and accidentally crush a flower or something and it changes?
Yeah,
like,
butterfly effect.
Yeah, that's one. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to it. We've been seeing good stuff, stuff about it for the last. Oh man, I think I first heard about the book you're working on like last year. You started talking about it. So yeah, we're all looking forward to launching.
Thanks.
And buying it.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I would definitely want to keep going on this thing, and I know people are saying good things, and I want to make sure they still remember who I am, because I don't take so long. They're like, oh, that's right, he was doing a book. So yeah, I gotta. And these, like I said, the guys have been super patient with me.
Yeah.
And everybody runs out of patience, but they've been so patient with me. I'm like, I want to reward them with getting this done, but still, I want it to look good. So
yeah, no, definitely, it'll be worth it. So
that's why I want to make it worth it. Let's see here. That's what I like about digital. Is I can move around like the layout. So if I draw something, I like it, but I want to change it, I can move it.
That's the best thing about digital for me. The fact that you can adapt and change things, because one of my problems is I have a tendency to draw things like off the page, like not.
Yeah.
I start drawing and I don't. I underestimate how much room I'll need, and then before you know, it's like legs and arms and faces are like flying off the page, or like they're so big that they're too big for the page.
Once you start drawing them,
Yeah, with digital, it's easy to just like take it and then just like shrink it so it fits on the page again, and then just keep drawing.
Yeah, you just got the same exact drawing, because I've had to erase so many times.
Yeah.
But doing like what you're saying, just you get right into the drawing, you like it so much. And what I ended up doing, since I was doing traditional, and I had to erase it. Like I know I got to erase it. I would like take a picture of it, and then that way I could draw from the photograph that I took of the picture. So I try to capture it again. Because I've done it where I've actually gone in detail, and I'm like, I liked everything, and then I'm like, this looks like it needs to be raised up, and I guess I could do it digitally, but then part of me's like, if someone wants to buy the page, I want this page to look exact. So I'm like, and that's why I'm like, I said, I gotta go for time. I can't go for just trying to like think just that way. And but yeah, man, digital, it has some bonuses and pros, I should say, right? Different pros. There's pros and cons to everything, but there's definitely pros with in that regard.
Yeah, that and coloring, it makes coloring a lot easier. So.
Oh man, coloring, yeah. That's what I first started doing professionally, is doing digital colors. That's how I started. Yeah, in comics.
Oh wow. Yeah, I noticed on some of your recent pieces. I mean, the coloring is so good on them. No, I mean it's phenomenal work. So I hope you keep doing it. Keep doing more color work.
Yeah, I got. I'm working on some pieces, like Street Fighter pieces. I think I showed them on Brown Porter. Let me see if I can pop them up. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Oh,
I see
nice.
that.
Yeah.
And then zoom in a little bit. So I've been doing that, and I'm trying to play around with different styles of coloring. So this one I did the lasso tool, and I just lassoed, like just blocking in like shadows and shapes and stuff.
Right.
And yeah, just like just blocking shadows of a nose or something, and just paint bucket it. That's the cool thing about this whole. If you look at the screen here, see if for instance, you can see that little bar pop up. There's a paint bucket right there. You just hit it and it just drops color instantly. So I could just literally just be like that, paint bucket, and you should go like fast. It's streamlined everything.
Yeah.
And like it's funny. For instance, this foot, like I did the initial drawing without any reference.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what, the foot looks okay, but so I had my wife pose for me. Her foot, like her leg.
There you go. Awesome.
And I'm like, I want to make sure I try to get it right, because it looks, the way I did it looked too, I don't know.
Yeah.
And it looked better when I even put some rendering in it, but I'm trying to keep the line work really simple.
Yeah.
and try to do thin lines.
Yeah, I think everyone's noticed how much your work's improved since you've gotten married. Now that you have a free model.
Yeah, I got my model going. Yeah, I got. Oh, here's another. I'm trying to think. Is this? Oh, you saw the Trinity one.
Oh yeah, that was awesome.
That one I used tons of layers. So I was still trying to figure stuff out. Yeah, and I added that background in the last minute. I thought because I did it on the. I'll stand out there and I thought, you know what? I need something going on.
Yeah, no, that was phenomenal. I mean, I think that's the first one I saw of yours in color, and I was just like, I won't say shocked, but I was very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah, most of the art I post, I've been posting is all black and white. So
Right, yeah.
probably a lot of people don't even know I do colors. But that's how I started. That's why I'm obsessed with black and white.
You should definitely do more color work. I think a lot more people will take notice of you when they see what you can do with color. Because I think a lot of black and white artists, and that one too. That one I was amazed by that one with the soda can. I mean that would be perfect for like advertising.
Yeah, I was trying to do something like cutesy, and then I was like, I was only doing a sketch with this one. I ended up doing like an illustration. Then I took this can, I made it say bear.
Yeah.
So I basically, it's kind of like Photoshop. You just Photoshop the bear because I think it says beat or something like that. And so I made it say bear, and I added honey to it.
Yeah.
And, but I'm like, dude, it's like you do a lot of Photoshop stuff with this, but it's the comic aspect of it. But yeah, I'm trying to do more of this type of.
Yeah,
stuff.
do more. I'm not kidding. Do more of that. I mean, stuff like this will get you jobs at like advertising agencies and stuff if they see it.
Yeah. I try to do more of that. Excuse me.
And they pay a lot of money. they pay more than comic book work does.
Yeah. I gotta start finishing up those. What else did I do? I did some other stuff. Oh yeah, I didn't finish this one up. I gotta finish this one. I kind of was having fun with this. This is my drawn quarter piece I started redoing.
Oh yeah, I didn't. We just watched that a couple of days ago. My wife and I. I didn't even know that there was a Star Wars anime show out until the drawn and quartered episode. And so I looked it up and I found them online. I was like, oh wow, and we watched them. They're so good. That first one was fantastic. The one with the Ronin, based on that you did. I mean, that was so good. I love that one. I love the one by Production IG, the company that makes Ghost in the Shell. That was the one with the little girl and her father was the lightsaber smith.
Oh, I didn't see that one yet. I have to see that.
You didn't see that one?
No.
That one and the samurai one were the best ones. They were so good.
Oh, okay, cool. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, we were trying to watch one a day because I want to binge, but I gotta work. So like,
they're short. It's only like 15 minutes each.
Yeah, so we watched one, and then Becky's like, "All right, you gotta get back to work," and I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "So." We're working, but yeah, we watched the last one we watched was the one with the twins, the Dark Side twins.
That was okay.
You know that one? I love that one, man. That was awesome.
Yeah,
I think it's done by the Kill la Kill team.
Yeah, I think so. It was it had that style.
Yeah,
but it was just like it was sort of like an unfinished story.
Yeah, but I love that whole man. It's just I like how that's one thing I like about Japanese stuff is that they don't care about how crazy the direction it goes; they just do it, and because of it, we get to see these really great visuals we would never ever see. You know, so it's kind of like right now. It's my mindset is kind of trying to switch to that gear for drawing. Like my drawing is more traditional, kind of like illustration background, and American style. But I'm like, okay. Now, if I wanted to go crazy, what would they do in Japanese animation? Or what would I go? Just go nuts and just do something totally. So I would erase the drawing and just go really weird, and I'd actually like it better. I'm like, it's like I gotta keep training my brain to do that because it's so hard to do. Just because my mind's always like, no, it's got to be this, or it's got to be more grounded than this or that. And I'll just go all out, just for caution in the wind, just do it. That's what I like about them. They just do weird things and because of that, if they didn't do that, we would never see these weird, crazy visuals and the things that we love seeing.
Yeah.
So you got to take those chances. But as far, maybe as far as traditional Star Wars type of feeling and stories go, that didn't have that feel to it. But it may not have. But I just loved how they had the lightsaber extend to cut a Death Star in half. That was awesome. At the speed of the warp speed, that whole upside down, you see the stars stretch behind them. Those visuals, you won't see those in. Yeah, you probably most likely would never see them in an anime because it's Star Wars stuff, Star Wars vehicles, Star Wars motifs. But it's you put that in anime. It would be disappointing if they didn't do something crazy like anime like that.
Right. Yeah.
They just try to be strictly. But there are some episodes where there are more traditional, kind of story, they're actual episodes of the series, the anime, Star Wars anime. And I didn't watch it yet, but there's one like that where there's a Padawan and a Jedi Master. I didn't see it yet, but the opening looked sweet looking too.
Yeah, that was a good one as well. I'm trying to think of it's probably easier to point out the weak ones.
Which one? Because I haven't seen that many. So
yeah, I would say the Kill la Kill one is probably one of the weaker ones.
Oh, that means I'm gonna love it then.
Yeah, no, seriously. They were overall they were all pretty good. I'd say the weaker ones was the Kill la Kill one, the one with the rock band.
That one was awesome too. The rock band one. I think that was Becky's favorite one.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, she liked the just that. It reminded me of it can remind her brothers are in bands.
Oh, okay.
So
gotcha.
they were in rock bands. So growing up, she grew up in that type of culture. So she liked that aspect.
And
they're cutesy, kind of chibi almost.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, but the other ones were pretty strong. There's one with a rabbit girl, a girl who's like a rabbit. That one was really cool.
Oh, cool! I'll have to check that out.
I think that was the last one. That was the final one. But no, they're all pretty strong shorts. And what I like about them is that they've given these studios freedom to write their own Star Wars stories, and the little short stories they've written are better than some of the movies.
Yeah,
it's cool to see this sort of the Star Wars universe in other people's hands and seeing what they do with it.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of people who have a lot of cool ideas. And if you give them a chance, they can make a lot out of what George Lucas started, and up until very recently, no one really had that chance to do that. So at least officially, there's been plenty of plenty of really cool fan films and stuff on YouTube over the decades. It's cool to finally see this stuff sort of officially being done.
Yeah, man, because you said there's fan stuff. They had that one where some guy animated like a run through of all episode, 1 through whatever the newest ones, 9 or whatever. He did a short animation on all of them. Did you see that?
Really? No, I didn't.
Yeah, he's he did a short animation kind of like an anime style where it's you run through the whole series really fast from one to the next. That was pretty cool looking too. But it's kind of I think what started this whole thing was I think it was the Animatrix, right?
Yeah.
Because the Animatrix, after the Animatrix, they did Watchmen did the same thing.
Yeah, that was great.
Chronicles of Riddick did the same thing.
Oh, really? I missed that.
Yeah, that one is awesome. The guy who did Eon Flux, Peter Chung, I think his name is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he did the animated Riddick animation. Looks awesome. It's an actual full story. But then in the middle of the animation, there's a fight scene, and Robert Valley did the animation. He's the guy who did that one.
all indie style looking Wonder Woman. Remember where she's driving like this like Trans
Oh
Am
right,
Beach,
yeah,
the Firebird?
like yeah, the car.
Yeah, invisible car.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
yeah, that guy, he animates the fight scene between the Riddick one. It's so cool looking. It's just
Okay.
like all like it's almost like a Jack Kirby kind of like the
Yeah.
chunky fist and knuckles and stuff. And
Mhm.
of course, Peter Chung's awesome. But yeah, did you know that Peter Chung worked? And I hope I'm saying his name right. I think it is Peter Chung. But he worked on Transformers, the movie, the original
Really?
animated movie. He did
Oh, wow.
storyboards.
Oh, cool.
So, oh, by the way, I watched that movie in the theater just last week.
In the theater.
Yeah, it was in theater for limited release.
Really?
Yeah, it's I guess it's 35-year anniversary,
Okay.
and so I got front row seats, man. Right,
Oh, cool.
And I just
only saw-
watched it.
I only saw part of Transformers the movie in the theaters because
Oh, really?
I, when it came out, I went to the movie theaters to see The Fly, the Jeff Goldblum movie.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, and how old was I at the time? I think I was I guess I was 16. I was turning 17 like in a couple of weeks, but they wouldn't let me in to see the Fly. You
Yeah.
had to be 17 or older to see a rated R movie back then.
Oh.
So I bought a ticket to Transformers the movie, and so I went to the theater. I watched a couple minutes of it, then I walked out and I snuck into The Fly.
Oh man. Oh man. That movie is horrifying, man.
I
That's
know, it was
scary.
great. It was so good. It was so good. I mean,
Yeah, Jeff Goldblum.
yeah, but I wasn't a kid. I was almost 17 years old, so I would
Okay.
have been able to see it in a month anyway. So
Yeah, you're basically old enough because I mean,
yeah, so
Yeah. that's funny, man. Because we actually did similar things, but actually, no, my grandpa. We went to see a movie, and my grandpa's like, after we got out, my grandpa's like, that cost me. He said just the concessions alone, how much it cost me. He could have seen another movie with that, because he had all these kids with him. So he's like, we're getting another movie out of this. So he had us walk to another theater, sit down, and then he's like, ask somebody in the front what movie this is, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay. And then so we watched another movie right after that. I'm like, my grandpa's
Wow.
like, he came from an era where they were watching movies for change, you know what I mean? And
yeah,
here he is
yeah,
paying all this money. He's like, forget this, I'm watching another one. Get my money
Yeah.
worth. I'm like, well, my grandpa's his grandpa. I gotta listen to him. I remember I was psyched. My mom's like, "Oh no!"
Oh
Yeah.
man.
And but yeah, good old days. But yeah, man, we went to theater, and it was It's now. I don't know if have you been to the theater lately. I don't know if they do this where you are.
I
But
haven't been to theater. When's the last time I went to the theater? I know I've seen a movie since the pandemic. What's the last one I saw it? Was it Wonder Woman? No, it couldn't have been. I don't think so.
before it.
It's been a while. It's been a while. It's been several months since I've been in the theater.
Okay. Is it because do they close or they had it open where you are though, right?
No, they're all open. It's just that there hasn't been anything.
Yeah,
worse
it's not really
the
a
trouble
lot.
getting up, paying money, and driving to the theater to see. It's like, I mean, I'm trying to think of a movie, last movie that came out that was worth going to theaters to see for me.
Oh yeah, I hear you.
And that's yeah, especially nowadays with with a lot of these movies being simulcast, in the theaters and being streamed at the same time. It's like
Yeah.
I just watched it at home. I'm trying to think of what it may have been Wonder Woman. I think that was the last movie I saw, and that was almost a year ago.
Oh wow.
It's pretty sad.
Well, no, it's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm the same way though because before this all happened, I didn't really go to the theater much myself. I maybe went twice a year because I
really?
never really. Yeah, I used to go to the movie theater like back when I was a kid in high school. Like I would go like almost every week, right? Now, like I just go once or twice a year, and sometimes
Wow.
3. But it's like I don't really see too many movies. Most of the movies I watch now are old movies I've never seen or that I like. But it's like, yeah, I don't really watch a lot of new
Wow.
stuff.
No, I would go to the movies like almost every week. Before the pandemic. I think the last movie we saw, before the pandemic, I saw what was it? Bloodshot. I saw that in the theaters. Um, but then once everything shut down, they started showing like just a lot of all these films. They just started showing, they just started streaming them directly, and not even bothering having them in the theater when everything was shut down.
Yeah.
So it they've just sort of maintained that sort of direction where they're putting out a lot of these movies, whether it's on Netflix or on Apple TV or whatever. A lot of these companies are making these deals where they're just streaming these movies that would have otherwise come out in theaters. So,
Yeah.
a lot in terms of like the going to the theaters, it's like there just hasn't been that much of a need for me to do it. Like Black Widow, that was streaming on Disney Plus. Otherwise, I would have gone to the theater to watch that. Like, and just a lot of these movies, I'm just not interested in seeing. I have zero interest in seeing the Eternals. That looks like pure trash. I don't really even have that much interest in seeing the new Spider-Man movie. I do want to see James Bond when that comes out, and I think that comes out this month, maybe. So
yeah.
When that comes out, I'll go to theaters to see that, because I mean that's
James Bond,
cool
man.
movie. So
It's his last one, right?
yeah, thank goodness. Ugh.
You didn't like him either.
I never liked him as James Bond. One, he doesn't look anything like him. James Bond's not blonde. He has dark hair, and he doesn't look like a secret agent. He looks like a Russian hitman. He's
he does look like a bruiser, right?
Yeah, it's like James Bond should not. When you look at James Bond, you shouldn't think that guy is a psychopathic killer. He should look. He should look like some sort of debonair, sort of suave guy. And Daniel Craig does not look like that. He just looks like a leg breaker.
Yeah, the fish strangler.
Yeah. So I never bought him as James Bond. So I'm happy to. I want to see what's his name take over the role. What is
Henry Cavill?
Thank you, Henry Cavill. I would love for him to be the new James Bond, because I loved him in Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen that.
What?
No.
Come on. Oh,
like I said, I don't see new movies.
Matt, rent it.
Okay.
Do you have Netflix? Do you have Amazon Prime?
Yeah.
It's on one of them.
Actually, I've been watching a lot of Korean movies lately.
Oh,
cool. I've been blown away by the movies, like the Korean movies I've been seeing.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm going to check that out, Man from U.N.C.L.E. I'll definitely check it out, because I do like the actor. And I liked him in that. What was that movie he was in where he was fighting that scene where he's like in the bathroom? It was like water.
Oh, that was Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
The what's the name of it? It's
Ghost Protocol?
No, it's not Ghost Protocol. That was directed by the guy who made The Incredibles, Brad Bird.
Yeah. Brad Bird, yeah.
Mission Impossible. What was it called?
Was it the last one?
I have all of them.
It was the last one, right?
Yeah, it's Fallout.
Fallout, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the one where he's hanging on the outside of that airplane, right?
Yeah. That was a great movie.
See, I love those too. I have those on DVD. I love the no matter what anybody says about Tom Cruise, man, I love Tom Cruise. The films.
I've never understood the hatred towards Tom Cruise. I mean, it's like, okay, he's a wacky guy in his personal life. That's not my business. I don't care about Tom Cruise's personal life. I just want to see his movies, and his movies are always entertaining, exciting, and fun to watch. And as long as he keeps doing that, I don't care what religion he does. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
No, I love his movies.
Yeah, man, I enjoy him. They're always like in my dad's the same way. My dad's like, it's like, man, every time we watch his movies, they're always good. And I'm like, it's like, so yeah, we always enjoy him. And like
one of my. Come out.
Oh yeah, that one looked cool. The trailer. I'm curious on what they're gonna do with that, because I mean, the first movie they didn't really have a menace of like as far as we're going into war, like a
Oh
war
right,
movie,
yeah,
but
yeah,
they had a menace. But I mean, I kind of wonder what they're gonna do with this one.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, they didn't really have like an antagonist, like a bad guy.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Someone said that Val Kilmer was gonna make an appearance, but I don't know because he was
yeah,
like,
I heard that too. That'd be cool.
because I mean, you've seen him now, like he's kind of in a bad state,
Oh yeah, yeah,
his
no,
voice.
he's just his cancer and his voice box is gone. So
Yeah,
have you should watch. What do you have Amazon Prime? I don't know.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, watch the documentary that he made with his son. It's very good.
Oh, he made that. Okay, cool. I'll check that out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
because
love Val Kilmer too.
yeah, it's very interesting because apparently he spent his whole life just videotaping everything around him. So he has video footage from when he was like 12 and up.
Whoa.
Of him growing up. His start in film. Behind the scenes footage from all of his movies and stuff. And
Wow.
and his son narrates the film as Val Kilmer. He
Oh,
sounds a
really?
lot like his father, so it works.
Yeah. How old is his son now? He's got to be
He's in his
probably
20s, 20, yeah, mid 20s, 26 maybe.
wow, man. Yeah, it's Val Kilmer, man. It's always been one of my favorites.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's
So
cool. I'll check it out. What's it called again?
I think it's just called Val.
Val.
Hold on.
Okay, cool.
Let me look it up. Let me Google it. Oh, Facebook is down today, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I was mentioning that to the
Yeah.
guys on the D&Q. I'm like,
I can't find myself to feel bad about it.
yeah, that's how I felt too. I was like, actually, I was posting up gifs like to going woohoo, like
Yeah.
booyah.
Seriously.
Because like, especially Instagram, because since they kicked me off, I'm like, that's, but
Get
yeah,
what you
man.
deserve.
Yeah, that's what happens. You go
Yeah.
against me.
Exactly. They crossed the wrong person this time.
I didn't want to do it.
That's why Matt was up all night. He was working on his computer. It's like I got just
I was
5 more
working
servers
hard.
to get down.
It's hard
yeah,
work.
it's just called Val.
Wow. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Check it out.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna check that out definitely because, yeah, I was watching. I never seen this movie, believe it or not. Even though I'm always talking about '80s movies, I never saw Real Genius until recently.
Oh yeah.
Like Becky's like loves that movie. Like, her whole family like grew up watching that movie. So
Yeah.
like, she was like, "You never seen that?" And I'm like, "No," because she listened to the soundtrack.
Oh,
And I'm
okay.
like, and I started listening to the soundtrack too. I just like the music. I was like, so I watched it. And I'm like, man, this is actually good. It's funny.
I'm kind of the same way. I grew up in the '80s. I mean, you're quite a bit younger than me, but I never watched. I never liked teen movies when I was a teenager because I always found them obnoxious and pretentious, and even now it's like I watch them. I'm just like, I can see why I didn't watch it when I was a kid. But like 16 Candles and Breakfast Club, I'm just like, ugh. But my wife loved all those movies. So and she has a habit of watching movies over and over and over again. So I've seen these movies, since then because my wife's always watching them. So I've never watched Real Genius until last few years because my wife watched it and I sat down and I watched it with her. And it was a good movie. I liked it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, man. It's funny as I like all those like Breakfast Club and all that, 16 Candles and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like it cracks me up because, like, I don't know, like growing up, man, I went through some like old school, like kind of funny, like stuff, like just like weird experiences, man. Like, like I tell people about stuff that happened in my childhood, and people are like, "What movie was this?" And I go, "No, this has happened to me." And they're like, "What?" And I go, "But I said, growing up, I thought stuff like this happened to everybody. Like, I thought it was like a normal,
like shootouts and."
Well, we had SWAT team jumping over our fence, and they're telling us
What?
to get down. Yeah, we're playing. Like, I didn't even know what was going on. My mom's like, "Stay on the ground." She ran into our room, and Mike and I are just sitting there drawing, playing on the ground. She's like, "Okay, stay there where you are." And I, okay. And she didn't, we didn't even know what's going on. We look out the window and see SWAT team guys jump the fence. And we're like, I didn't know what's going on. I was like, cool. It's like, but it's like, yeah, it's like weird stuff, man. I tell people, I remember when I was working I worked part time at one place, and I was telling people at like the lunch break room where everybody's gathering around listening. Like they go, you gotta listen to Mascot tell another weird story. I'm like,
Yeah.
like that reminds me. Here we go. No, but it's funny, man. Like those old movies, though. I miss seeing like that type of like I've seen what was that movie? They did a movie that had a vibe that was kind of like a cool like old school vibe. Was remember Kurt Russell plays Santa Claus in a Netflix film?
Oh yeah, yeah, that's a great movie. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah, that it had that kind of old school '90s feel to it, like
Uh-huh.
And you don't kind of get that feeling anymore. Like it's just a fun movie. We're not pushing any type of message or anything. Just having fun.
Right. Yeah.
And I kind of miss that just have fun, man. Like
yeah.
And the same thing with like even comics, man. Like look at all the Kirby and John Bernal. They're just having fun, man. Just like crazy characters, stories, situations. You're just like, yeah, this is great.
Yep.
And of course, they had some, social commentary in there, but it was mixed in. It wasn't like
the
story didn't revolve around it. It was part of the story.
Yeah. That's why almost all of it actually. All pretty much all the comics I buy now are back issues. From like the 90s, 80s, 70s, 60s. I don't have the patience for any of the crap that I find in modern comics. It's just for me it's escapism. I read comics to get away from that crap.
Yeah.
I don't read comics to have that crap reinforced. And posed on like characters that I enjoy reading about. So
I want to see them go through some weird, like time warps and fighting weird creatures,
fighting aliens or whatever. Yeah,
just having fun and like just reading these weird outlandish stories. And that's what I like about a lot of these Korean films and TV shows or whatever they call them, streaming shows.
Yeah,
they have like they kind of go back to that feeling of just adventure and fun, where you're like and strangeness, where you're like it feels the production value on these Korean shows and movies are just like blowing me away because I'm like this is like old Hollywood stuff,
Yeah.
Like meaning like the best of like old Hollywood is like they take all the storytelling moments where they build mood and emotional content without the actors really delivering everything they got. And we watched one. It was what was this? Oh, it was a guy who was like he was kind of like a guy. He lost his girlfriend. He couldn't get a job. He's living at home. He's like in his 30s, and he's like his family thinks he's a loser because he's like in Korea especially you're at home 30 and you have no job, right? And he's like he used to be into rock climbing, and he's like goes out in the park and he works out. He's always doing hanging with his fingers and climbing and stuff.
Yeah,
but he like gets involved where he has to help his family. They're downtown having a party like a wedding thing, and then all of a sudden this guy releases all this poisonous gas throughout the whole city, and they have to like climb up this building. And he's like, so all his climbing skills come in. And it's like it's just so much like drama and like tension, and you're like, it's like how could you make that like tension where it's just like the villain is just smoke, but it's like there's the way they did it felt like the old school Hollywood where they can make like smoke almost have a personality to it where it's like it's a thing coming after you,
like what was it, Backdraft?
And it's just like it's like the flames are a creature that want to kill you, and you're like and it's this movie I'm telling you it's called I think it's called No Exit. I think that's what it's called. And it's on Amazon, and it's like $3 or $4 to rent. And then there's another one that we watched. It was like about this is what's awesome. It's about a retired cop and a comic book store owner going to business together to be detectives, to open a detective agency. Because the comic store owner loves detective stuff, like in the old comics, detective comics. So he wants to be a detective. So this guy who was actually a detective, retired.
Detective. Yeah.
And so they join together, and he puts his money from the comic store into it. He doesn't tell his wife,
Stop.
And it's comedy, but then it's like they get their first, first case, and it seems small, but it ends up being this huge giant thing. And you're like, it's so fun, man. And the actors are so good. I recognize, like, I know one of the actors, older actors who plays the detective. He's great, man.
Yeah.
Because he had me in tears and laughing on different shows I've seen him. But man, I'm telling you, Netflix has some great Korean stuff too.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, Sweet Home.
Sweet
Sweet-
Home.
Yeah, on
Okay.
Netflix.
Yeah.
If you like monster kind of creature films, like
Uh-huh.
zombie mixture stuff,
Yeah.
watch that one. That is insane. It's based off an actual webtoon comic.
Okay.
So it's really fun. It's crazy. So it's
Huh.
almost like a zombie apocalypse, but it's a monster apocalypse. So
Uh-huh.
just
Huh.
keep that in mind.
Okay.
Sweet Home.
Okay. Sweet Home. I'll have to write it down.
Yeah, Sweet Home, man. I'm telling you. It's so good. Here, where are we on? I gotta keep track.
2 hours and 5 minutes.
Oh, there's okay, 2 hours. Okay, I'm gonna be wrapping it up then. But yeah, there's Mike, my brother, the original Mikey the cat. He says it's
Oh,
called
okay.
Exit. Exit, available on Amazon Prime rental.
Which one's Exit?
That's the one where he's climbing. He has to climb
Okay,
the building and
gotcha.
stuff.
Okay. I'll write
Yeah,
that
it's
one
good. He's
down.
got the family dynamic where he's got his mom who's like always smacking him because she's like, worried about him and stuff. And
The other one's
loves his
called
mom.
Accidental Detective 2.
yeah, Accidental Detective 2. That's it.
Okay.
That one is great, man. That's an awesome one because, like I said, it starts off just as a comedy, and as like a comic person, you can kind of relate to some of the things. He sells the comic store to a guy, and it's so
Right.
funny. But then, Exit and Accidental Detective 2. Thanks everybody stopping by. We saw a few people in here. Like the video if you can. If you haven't already subscribed, please do, and you can get updates. I will be doing a video every Monday at 12. Today was 12:30, and I just do a Drawstream, and I'm going to try to have
Cool.
some more guests like Jason.
Yay!
And Jason, and I believe I think you're in the description. You're linked to your page, and you can post it here. Good.
Yeah, I posted a link to my page in the chat too. So.
Yeah, you do live streams as well.
Yeah.
And I'll try to join on some of yours. And
Cool. Yeah, I'd love to have you. So
yeah, man. So it's been good. Thanks for stopping by and drawing me. We tried to do it a few times before, but we couldn't get on the same time schedule. You were working, and I was going.
Yeah, we're in different time zones, so it's a little tricky. But
yeah. So one of us has to lose sleep. No.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it was great talking to you, Matt. Though.
Yeah, it's great talking to you too, and everybody. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you guys later. You have a great week. Bye-bye.
Yeah, you guys take care. Stay out of trouble.
Bye-bye.